This video is to demonstrate the removal and installation of the integrated Series 2 harness by Globe. We will first start by unlatching our carabiner from the waist retention Velcro strap. And second, we will undo the retaining bar that's part of the carabiner device. We insert our Allen key, remove the Allen screw, and then slide our bar out. Finally, we finish by undoing the main latch mechanism and sliding the system from the harness. After removing the bar from the carabiner, we strongly encourage reinserting the bar and replacing the Allen screw. These two items are fairly small and can be lost during the process. Now that we've removed the carabiner from the pant system, we will now begin by unlatching the belt of the pants. After we've unlatched those, we need to remove those from the leg loops of the harness system. The belt is what holds the leg loops in place. There's also a retaining snap on the latch side, on the bottom, and both on the top. Now that we have the belt removed from the system, we can begin by removing your pant liner. Start by removing each of the snaps. Be sure to remember that where you have your inspection port, there's also an interior snap on the waist. Now we have our liner system has been loosened. We would now go to the base of our pant and we would unsnap the 4 snaps that retain each leg into the pant system. Once that process has taken place, we would then grasp the liner at the top of the pant and pull each of the legs out from within the pants. Once the liner system is free and clear, place it off to the side. We can now begin by removing the leg loops. Each leg loop is held in place by Velcro to allow it to float freely between the liner and the outer shell. Removing the right and then removing the left. Once those Velcro straps are undone, place the pant back on the ground and begin to remove each of the leg loops. You may need to place your hand on the inside of the leg to manipulate the loops through. Now we have one harness side out, and now we'll begin the other. As you notice, I pulled back and forth because of the bulk initially of the harness loop, and then it easily slides out. Once you have it out, place it back on the table the way that you pulled it out of your pants. You'll notice that each side is labeled right and left, which is extremely important for the installation process. The final process will be to go back over and to remove the belt mechanism. As I said before, the belt mechanism is held in by a snap configuration, and we'll start with the buckle side here, and we'll remove it from the pant, make sure that it passing through each of these, and we can also unsnap the Velcro to make the process easier. Now that we've finished the laundering process of our 3 components, we'll begin installation. First is to put our belt back in place, as you saw. So we're going to take and weave our belt back through the harness loops that are in place. If you look, there's both permanent loop systems and there are loop systems that have snap and Velcro, as we showed you. When removing the harness system, it's extremely easy to undo these snaps and Velcro and then slide the rest from the permanent. When reinstalling, we have to verify that all of the loop systems have been woven through with our belt. Once our belt system is in place, we want to refrain from attaching our snap mechanism because we're going to need to reinsert in both of these ports our harness system. Okay, next we'll go to our harness system. Now that we've prepared ourselves to reinsert, we'll take the harness system. Be advised that both have a left and a right that are noted, and it is the way that the pant lies on the table as to which is left and which is right. Start with the right leg first. We'll run the system in to the pant. Inside the pant, there's a void that passes through, and that allows us to get our system back into place. You'll need 2 hands to do this. And take your time to make sure that it goes back in the proper way. Lying flat. Now that we've got the first loop in place, we will need to pass our belt system through the harness loop. This is extremely important. This is what allows the system to be held in place, and it also is the reason that it becomes certified as a Class 2 harness. It works in conjunction with the belt. We'll now begin with the left side. Same direction. Inserting the loop into the pant, finding the void, and sliding the fabric of the harness through. As you can see, some sides will be easier than others. Now that we have that system in, we slide that again through the belt system, making sure that we pass through to secure it in place. Now we'll orient, and you'll see the last thing to do is the latch side has a snap to hold that and anchor that in place, so when you open and close your pants, it will stay in place. Now that we have both sides in place, we'll snug them up. Make sure we have the maximum amount of loop through the harness. We can reattach our buckle. And now we'll go to the final portion, putting our liner back in, finishing up with our carabiner. Our liner will now be inserted back into the pant. Doesn't matter which leg you do first. Place it inside. Then you're going to have to take your arm and your hand and go back through your leg loop, orient the loop around your liner, allowing it to pass through the leg loop of the harness. We're going to do that on each side, and then we're going to verify by placing our hands up and floating them around the harness loop to make sure that our liner passes through. Once we have the legs oriented, put your arm up into the pant, pass it around, make sure that your webbing is laying flat against your fabric so that the harness is oriented properly within the pant system. Now that we've verified that the right leg harness system is laying flat, we'll move to the left leg system. And once we've verified that that one's laying flat, we'll then begin the process of placing the Velcro retaining loop around the harness system. Once again, this allows the system to float freely between the liner and the outer shell. We'll move back to the right leg to do the same. Now that the system's in place, we would then refasten our 4 snaps at the lower portion of our legs, both left and right, upon completion. Our final step in the process would be to reattach our liner. When it comes to the harness system, easiest is to start at the fly, attaching the corners, working your way around. Remember that we have the internal harness where the inspection port is for the liner. Now that our liner is in place, the last step would be to reattach our carabiner. First, remove your Allen screw. Then the capture bar. Open the device. Place it into the holding strap. Slide your captive bar back into place and resecure with your Allen screw. Final step is to snap the carabiner into place on the belt, and then its holding point on the waist. Your system is now reinserted and ready for service.